The iPhone event date is official, and we've got a bunch of your questions to answer, so let's get on with them. Want the latest Apple news, leaks and rumours? Subscribe and ring the bell. Before we get too much into it, tomorrow night, Friday night, as usual, we'll be doing our live stream, so don't forget to set your reminder. I'll hopefully put it up here, but I normally forget. Also, tomorrow, I am on the vidIQ podcast, which is coming out with Viper, so again, if you don't listen to that regularly, it's probably worth having a listen. It's going to be quite interesting. Anyway, on to the news. iPhone event date is here, the 7th of September. We know now that that is when we are going to get our iPhone event. It is about a week earlier than normal, which is great. It means that we're getting a little bit sooner into the season, into the joy that is tech season. 7th of September, looks like then a week after that on the Friday, that's when the iPhones will start arriving with people. The iPhone pre-orders will start the Friday after the 7th, so the 9th, and the other thing that's really interesting here is not just the fact that we've got stars in the image that they've published, which suggests we might be getting that satellite communications or some astrophotography or something like that, but also that they say join us in person at Apple Park. So Steve Jobs Theatre is being used. Some of this stuff is going to be on stage. Whether that's just going to be Tim and the executives introducing the video segments, or if they're actually going to demonstrate stuff live on stage, we do not know as yet. It's a step in the right direction to get in-person events back, but let me know in the comments, do you prefer the pre-recorded videos that we've been having, or are you excited to get back to in-person events? Anyway, we've already talked about what we're expecting at the event. So it's iPhones, Apple Watch, maybe some iPads, we're not 100% sure, and probably AirPods Pro. And the video for that came out on Monday, so I'll again link to that up here. Let's get into your questions. Unkle Buh asks, I gave answers. If the Mac Mini got a midnight colour, would your wife then get the Air? No, I'm not just excited about having a midnight item. I have my Mac Mini on the wall over here. That is basically what runs the studio in here. The MacBook Air is my out and about. She's got the M1 MacBook Air. She's very happy with that right now. And honestly, if you've got an M1 MacBook Air, there's really no need to upgrade to the M2. It's just nice though. Randomness asks, I gave answers. If the 15-inch MacBook Air comes with M3, how long can we expect the battery life to be in that laptop? Will it have ProMotion or XDR display and maybe better speakers than the current M2 Air? Please speculate. Now, this is a tricky one because if we are going to M3, then we would expect that that's going to be a 3nm chip, which would give about 25% better battery life for the same battery. However, if you look at the iPads, for years and years, they've always had basically all-day battery life, which is 10 hours. And that means that when the chips get more powerful, they have to put a little bit more battery in there. When the chips get more efficient, they're able to take out some battery and reduce the weight. So I would expect the battery life to be roughly in line with the MacBook Air 13-inch, maybe slightly bigger, but I wouldn't expect a huge drastic change because of the change in chips. We might even see that with M3, rather than tuning it for more efficiency, they might tune it to get a little bit more performance out without impacting the battery life negatively. In terms of ProMotion and XDR displays, absolutely not. Those are Pro functions, so they would be for the MacBook Pros. The high refresh rates and having the XDR displays, which is the mini LED, that's what Apple calls them. I think that's all going to stay with the Pros, at least for now. Better speakers? Probably, because the larger laptops do tend to get slightly better speakers. But again, it's probably not going to be a massive difference. Randomness asks, I gave answers. I'd be really disappointed if Apple releases the M2 Pro and Max MacBook Pros with the 5nm chips instead of 3, because then I won't even bother to buy one unless they get 3nm. By then, the 15-inch Air might be out, and hopefully they can bring the midnight colour to the MacBook Pros. Any chance the Macs will have longer battery life with the M2 Pro and Max chips? As I've just mentioned in the previous question, nope, don't think the battery life's going to improve. Also, don't think they're going to get 3nm. The only person out there that thinks 3nm is coming really is Vadim from Max Tech, and I just don't subscribe to it at all. It doesn't make any sense. I think they're going to be coming this fall, and 3nm is not ready. Randomness asks, I gave answers. AirPods Max Refresh. I hope they have a midnight colour or midnight green, and the current green is far too light. And I want a better case, possibly that can charge the headphones at least once. At least that way Apple can say that the battery life is now closer to 40 hours. What would you like to see in the new AirPods Max, and what feature would you buy to get one? Mate, you definitely need a pair. I don't think this 40-hour battery life is something that anyone really cares about. I don't think anyone's wearing them for 40 hours at a time. I don't think many people are keeping them in a bag and not bothering to recharge them. So I really don't think that's an issue that anyone needs to fix. New colours, yeah, I'd be interested to see that. I don't think the case is going to change because the case is actually adequate for what they need. If you want to have a hard shell case, get one. But I don't think most people need them. These are not a pair of headphones that most people are going to take out and about. These are more for enjoying audio at home, I would say. Randomness asks, I gave answers. We need more iPhone 15 Pro Max leaks and rumours series. I'm literally holding out this year for the redesign. If it happens, all of my family will be upgrading. Just give me USB-C, larger screen, and if they do end up redesigning it, make it 6.9 to 7 inches. The current ones are only 6.7 inches. I'll take every millimetre of screen getting bigger. I think I'm going to keep that phone for the next 4 to 5 years. I don't get this. Why are we just... We've got a cool new phone coming out this year, and people are just like, no, I definitely need it to be an extra 0.3 inches bigger. It's not going to make any real difference to you. I think I'm probably going to go down to a Pro instead of a Pro Max this year. Don't really want to have the enormous thing. I've got an iPhone 12 now as my work phone, and actually the size on that is pretty good. I think that's the way that I'm going to go, actually. But I wouldn't recommend anyone wait to get a phone and then keep it for 5 years, because I don't think, if you're interested in tech at all, and if you're watching this channel, you probably are, that's the best way to go. I would get whatever phone is available when you're ready to upgrade. USB-C is not going to make a big difference to your life. I don't understand why people are so excited about that. I know it's going to happen now, but yeah, don't care. Get a phone that fits what you need right now, and then when the next phone comes out and you're ready for an upgrade, and sell your old one, and you'll get a vast majority of that value back anyway with iPhones. Not with Android, obviously. Nobody wants those once they're made. Randomness asks, I gave answers. Do you think Watch OS 9 will be specifically optimised for the Pro Watch, or will it be the same as the other Series 8? I'm hoping they can add extra stuff to take advantage of the bigger screen. I'm sure there will be some advantages to the bigger screen, probably some specific watch faces that make use of all of that screen real estate, and there will be certain features that this Pro Watch gets that the others don't, I would guess, unless it is just like an addition and it's the same watch, it's just more expensive because it's made out of a nicer thing. I don't really know. I guess with the bigger screen they're going to do something with it, but they're going to sell like 7 of those, and they're all going to be to YouTubers. Team Kinetics asks, I gave answers. Some of the new iOS 16 image features look like they'll be great for making thumbnails and quick images. Could you show us how to use the subject cutout and how to drag and drop images between apps in iOS 16? Yes, I've actually already used this for some of the thumbnails, but yeah, here we go. We'll just do this. We'll grab this image from here. We'll drop it into this thumbnail right now, and we'll use that for today. Why not? We might as well use a picture of me that we made in the video as the thumbnail for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. It's super simple. Yeah, it's great. Team Kinetics asks, I gave answers. Home automation still feels a bit like the Wild West. Lots of third-party apps, various standards, and inevitable compatibility issues. Universal standards and one app to manage everything would be great, and seems to be what tech companies are working towards. What's your wish list for the future of home automation? I just want something that's easy. I am terrible at this. I really don't know where to start. I've got a handful of different smart things. None of them work particularly well. There's a doorbell that I'm trying to use at the minute, and I'm backwards and forwards with the manufacturer because they want me to review it, and I'm having issues where the app logs itself out. Stuff has to use 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network still, which is just a bit of a pain when there's 5 gigahertz, and there's a lot of stuff that's still to be desired with these things. The features are great. In a perfect world where they work the way that they say they do on the thing is great, and they do work that way sometimes and briefly. So I'm really not taken with the whole home automation thing just yet, but I genuinely want it to work. I genuinely want it to be good, and I genuinely want it to be as simple as anything else that Apple does. But let me know, what is the best home automation stuff that you've got in your homes? Let me know down in the comments as well with any questions you've got for a future show. Hashtag I gave answers. Live stream on Friday, don't forget about that, and we'll see you then. Thank you so much to the Patreons. Want the latest Apple news, leaks and rumours? Subscribe and ring the bell.